Caution lights are out. We go 25 green flag racing laps on this preliminary feature for the Pennzoil World of Outlaws. Paul McMahan and Danny Lasoski pacing the field. PJ Chesson and Skip Jackson in row 2. Stevie Smith and Donny Schatz in row 3. Jeff Shepard, Joey Saldana, Droud Jr., Randy Hannagan, your top 10 starters as we get set for racing action.
Paul McMahan sets the pace as they work through 3 and 4. The white line, green flag. Everybody works through turns 1 and 2 as they start to sort out down the back straightaway. Your race up front. Paul McMahan on the high side. Danny Lasoski works the bottom. Donny Schatz running in that third spot. Skip Jackson fourth. Then your race for fifth.
3 wide on the front stretch. Brad Furr, Jason Meyers, and Sammy Swindell race for position back in the pack. Still 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. As down the backstretch into 3 and 4, they rumble. New leader, Danny the Dude Lasoski in the JD Byrider car number 20L.
Now Donny Schatz working on Paul McMahan in turn number 2. Schatz to the bottom side, takes a look at McMahan for second, got it, takes over second. Now McMahan shoots back around him on the bottom side of 3 and 4. They trade slide jobs, count them 6 through turns 3 and 4, side by side down the front chute.
Donny Schatz moving up into second now on the Parker Stores 15. McMahan back to third, Skip Jackson fourth, and Joey Saldana rounding out the top 5. Stevie Smith is 6th, Steve Kinser all the way up to 11th already. Droud Jr. runs in the 8th position. And then behind them, the battle for 9th, give it to the working number 5 of Jeff Shepard.
Well, Danny Lasoski already extending his lead over Donny Schatz. 1.3 seconds as Lasoski looking at traffic off turn 4, hooks that run on the bottom side of the racetrack with lap cars of Ricky Logan and Randy Anderson ahead. He'll go 3 wide now, thinks twice and sorts them out in turn 2. Works around the lap car of Randy Anderson down the back chute.
Danny Lasoski had 9/10 of a second lead. It's not going to be that big this time as Donny Schatz is reeling in the race leader out of turn number 4. They complete lap number 6. And Schatz makes the move for the lead out of turn number 2.
Down to the bottom side, he has a lap car now in place of Lasoski. Now Lasoski works around the lap car, but Donny Schatz leads him by the scoreboard. Now Lasoski tried to reel him in turn 4, not going to do it. Lasoski settles in second. Paul McMahan third, Skip Jackson still fourth. Here comes Joey Saldana.
Donny Schatz increasing his lead on Danny Lasoski as they work down the backstretch in traffic ahead of them. Some intense racing back in the pack. Sammy Swindell, Jack Haudenschild, Randy Hannagan, Tim Shaffer, those drivers battling for 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Race cars all around the speedway as Joey Saldana tried to make his move on Skip Jackson a lap ago, but didn't make it happen as Stevie Smith starting to close in on the Beef Packers car number 83. Those 3 cars race through turns 3 and 4. Your race up front.
Danny Lasoski has reeled in Donny Schatz. Schatz working the low side. Lasoski up on the cushion. And Schatz able to open up a couple more car lengths down the backstretch, but heavy lap traffic right in front of the leaders out of turn number 4.
Here comes Joey Saldana to the bottom side of Skip Jackson in turn 4. Takes a look. Your race for the 4th spot. Now Stevie Smith in the mix down the front chute.
10 laps in the book. Stevie Smith goes high, trying to take the 5th spot away from Joey Saldana. And makes that move happen out of turn number 2, but Saldana comes right back at him down low into 3 and 4.
Your leaders down the front straightaway past the flag stand. Donny Schatz running the familiar Lasoski line at the bottom of the racetrack. Danny Lasoski up on the cushion.
Steve Kinser sneaks by Joey Saldana. The King of the Outlaws is up to 6th.
Here comes Saldana now back around Steve Kinser down the back chute into turn 3. Saldana slides up to block Steve Kinser, who ducks to the bottom side as they exit off 4. Here comes the King. Oh, your race up front in turn 2. Your race for the lead. Danny Lasoski back from the top spot down the back chute. Lasoski takes over the lead from Donny Schatz. Lots of lap traffic ahead. Schatz to the high side. Lap car between he and Lasoski.
Lasoski resumes leading this race. Donny Schatz trapped by the lap car of Randy Anderson. Going to allow Danny Lasoski to gain some ground down the back straightaway as Anderson moves out toward the outside guardrail. Schatz having a tough time getting by.
Well, Danny Lasoski using lap traffic to his advantage, puts the Danny Wood machine between he and Donny Schatz down the front chute. But Donny Schatz now has the lap car out of his way, clear road ahead to Lasoski as they race down the back chute.
Stevie Smith making a bid for 4th, but Skip Jackson able to hold off that challenge, and Steve Kinser back around Joey Saldana to take the 6th spot.
Jeff Shepard now starting to reel them in, moving forward in the field, as is Mark Kinser. Jeff Shepard running in that ninth spot. Mark Kinser cracks the top 10 as there's 15 laps down in this Pennzoil World of Outlaw feature. Danny Lasoski still your race leader. Here comes Donny Schatz in 3 and 4.
Schatz looked down low, thought better of it, moved back up to the cushion. Lasoski crossed up, exiting the cushion. Schatz right on his back bumper down the front stretch into 1 and 2.
Your race for 3rd, 4th, and 5th are now nose to tail. Skip Jackson, Stevie Smith now to the bottom side of Jackson. Here comes Steve Kinser also. Now Jackson powers around Stevie Smith on the cushion down the back chute.
Smith made the move down low, met a cost him momentum, and Steve Kinser going to try to slide job on Stevie Smith for 5th, but can't take it away out of turn number 4.
Mark Kinser also moving forward, but still in that 10th spot as he and Jeff Shepard work around lap traffic down the front straightaway. Your leaders working through turns 3 and 4. Schatz still trying to reel in Lasoski. Comes off the bottom of turn 4 to gain ground down the front chute.
Donny Schatz running down low. Lasoski up on the cushion. Schatz a nice run out of turn number 2. And Steve Kinser makes the move around Skip Jackson, as does Stevie Smith.
Steve Kinser up to 5th. Jackson falls to 6th down the back straightaway. Your leaders, meanwhile, working off turn 4 just past the flag stand to complete lap 19. Danny Lasoski, Donny Schatz now wheel to wheel through turn 2, side by side, racing down the back chute for the lead. Lasoski with half a car advantage. Now Schatz noses ahead, still side by side in 3 and 4. Your leaders work off turn 4. Lasoski with the advantage.
Lasoski able to hang on to the lead. Donny Schatz still 2nd. Paul McMahan is 3rd. Now Stevie Smith up into 4th with Steve Kinser running in 5th. Down the backstretch into 3 and 4 they race. Lasoski this time down low. Schatz up on the cushion. Lasoski slides up to the cushion, exiting turn number 4. Schatz is right behind him down the front stretch into 1 and 2. Lots of lap traffic right in front of the leaders.
21 laps in the books. Danny Lasoski tries the bottom side of turn 2 with Donny Schatz up on the cushion. Now Schatz takes the high line into turn 3, tries to carry momentum. Lasoski slides up and shuts him off. Then come nose to tail off turn 4.
Lap traffic playing the part in this one as Lasoski goes down low, pinches off the 20 of Jason Meyers, opens up a little bit bigger lead over Donny Schatz down the backstretch toward 3 and 4. Look at Mark Kinser make the move around the low side of the speedway, passes the 55 of Skip Jackson. Mark Kinser has just taken the 8th spot.
Mark Kinser moving forward, as is Jeff Shepard, who runs in the 10th spot. Now Brad Furr slows down the front straightaway. Jeff Shepard now cracks the top 10. His sights are set on Skip Jackson. Looks to the bottom side of Jackson in turn 1. Moves ahead, slides up. Jackson dives to the bottom side, takes back 9th. White flag.
Final trip around the half-mile oval of the Knoxville Raceway. Danny Lasoski with a lead of 1.2 seconds when they saw the white silk. Down the backstretch toward 3 and 4 they rumble. Danny Lasoski looking strong here this evening. Bring him out of turn number 4, Tony Bokhoven.
Danny Lasoski rides the cushion off turn 4. Doug Clark waves the checkered flag. Your winner, Danny Lasoski. Donny Schatz comes home 2nd. 3rd, your battle for 3rd, Steve Kinser. Oh, just comes a little short for 3rd. Give it to Stevie Smith. Check that, I'm sorry. Stevie Smith came home 4th. Paul McMahan was 3rd. Steve Kinser just a bit short for 5th. Don Droud Jr. comes home in the 6th spot. Joey Saldana 7th. Mark Kinser 8th. Skip Jackson a solid run in 9th. And Jeff Shepard runs 10th.
Danny, you guys, you sure were checking out this car? Won the race, but was there some kind of problem? What are you guys chasing just now?
Looks like maybe had a rear end grease leak or something. I smelt it at the whole race. I didn't know what was going on. Tell you what, Mike, I owe this thing to my guys, Jimmy Carr, Big Al the Thriller, and Sean. Them guys worked their tail off in this brand new car tonight. And here in front of the home crown from JD Byrider, Ham America, Massey Motorsports, Tony Ross, America Press Steel, and I got my car owner up there, Tony Stewart, tonight. So we had to do something so he don't fire me.
I'll tell you what, Danny, that was a heck of a show you put on this evening. Jumped right out front to begin with. Donny Schatz gave you a run. Got right underneath him, man. That was awful close.
Yeah, I tell you what, we had a good race. I had no idea the bottom was that good. I seen him go by me on there. He did a good job. He just he gave me definitely a wake-up call. We just had to sit up and get the job done.
Biggest thing is you're locked in tomorrow night.
That definitely helps. You know, we're starting early, and the Duncan family's done a fabulous job with this racetrack. It's hard to believe it's middle of summer and it's this good. They guys did a great job, and we're excited about coming back tomorrow and see if we can put this JD Byrider car up front again.
All right, I'm going to get out of the way for the photographers. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, give it up for this evening for your Motorsports Transporter Pennzoil World of Outlaw feature winner, Danny Lasoski.
Lasoski, 11, Stevie Kinser in the front row. You two, Paul McMahan, 93, Joey Saldana. 15, Donny Schatz. 19, Stevie Smith. 2, Andy Hillenburg. 5, Jeff Shepard. 5, J. Jeff Patricia. 22, James Chesson. The 20 of Jason Meyers. 6, Johnny Herrera. 12, S. Leonard Lee. 55, Skip Jackson. 24, Terry McCarl. 76, P.J. Chesson. 1, M. Droud Jr. 2, F. Brad Furr. 1, X. Randy Hannagan. 11, H. Tim Shaffer. 0, Billy Wilburn. 1, Sammy Swindell. 82, Kerry Madsen. 5, M. Mark Kinser. 7, Craig Dollansky. 71, M. Dennis Moore Jr. 21, W. Danny Wood. And 47, Randy Anderson. 28 cars strong for 40 laps. This is your Pennzoil World of Outlaws A-Main.
To the white line in turn 4, Danny Lasoski takes him down the front straightaway, green flag. Lasoski to the bottom side of turn number 1 and 2, but Steve Kinser rides high as they work off turn 2. Lasoski leads down the back chute.
4 wide racing back in the pack. They straighten out down the back straightaway and race through 3 and 4. Lasoski down low is your leader. Steve Kinser on the high side second. Stevie Smith now third. Joey Saldana fourth. And Jeff Shepard rounding out the top 5 as we complete lap number 1.
Racing for the 6th spot now, Paul McMahan and Andy Hillenburg in turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Hillenburg reeling him in, makes the move down the back chute toward turn 3. Now McMahan slingshots by on the high side.
Battle for the lead out of turn number 4. Steve Kinser in the Quaker State 11 on the outside. Nearly gets together with Danny Lasoski. They wiggle down the front stretch. Lasoski continues to hold the lead. Here comes Kinser on the high side out of turn number 2.
Now Jeff Shepard reeling it in down the back straightaway. Your race up front. Now your race for third into turn 3. Shepard to the bottom slides around Stevie Smith for third. Your race for the lead down the front chute.
Again, Lasoski holding on by half a car length. Steve Kinser trying to work the high side. He takes the lead into turn number 2.
Steve Kinser with the top spot down the back straightaway. Danny Lasoski in second. Lasoski goes high this time as Kinser blocks the middle of the racetrack. Now Jeff Shepard reeling in Lasoski in second.
Jeff Shepard has moved up with Lasoski, moves to the inside, takes the lead from Steve Kinser entering turn number 1. Kinser comes right back at him on the high side.
Your race is up front. The top 3 spots up for contention down the back straightaway. It's Steve Kinser, Danny Lasoski, Jeff Shepard, Stevie Smith, and Joey Saldana, your top 5 cars.
Top 3 nose to tail entering turn number 1. Danny Lasoski down low, Steve Kinser up high. Lasoski pulls even with the Quaker State 11. They nearly get together exiting turn number 2. It's still Kinser, Lasoski. Here comes Jeff Shepard in the move on the bottom side. 3 wide for the lead out of turn number 4. Who's it going to be at the stripe? It's Lasoski, then Shepard, then Kinser.
Jeff Shepard is all over it as they race into turn number 2. Now Steve Kinser tries to make the move on Jeff Shepard. Shepard hangs on to second as Lasoski gets squirrely down the back straightaway. Danny Lasoski, now Jeff Shepard. The top 2 cars run the bottom side of the speedway off turn 4.
Danny Lasoski leads it. Jeff Shepard runs second. Here's Shepard now to the high side of the speedway. Pulls even with the dude out of turn number 2. Jeff Shepard taking the lead briefly down the backstretch. Here comes Lasoski back at him, but it's Shepard leading into 3 and 4.
Jeff Shepard shoots around Danny Lasoski on the bottom side of turn number 4. Danny Lasoski second, Steve Kinser third. Then it's back to Stevie Smith. Steve Kinser in turn 2 trying to reel Lasoski for second as Jeff Shepard extends his lead. Almost 8/10 of a second between first and second as they race through turns 3 and 4. Your leader off turn 4, Jeff Shepard.
Shepard in command now. Danny Lasoski second, Steve Kinser third, Stevie Smith fourth. Problems for Sammy Swindell, a little off the pace out of turn number 2, and the channel lock number 1 gathers it back up, keeps the engine fired. We stay green as Stevie Smith takes third from Steve Kinser out of turn number 2.
Jeff Shepard in traffic through turns 3 and 4. Puts the lap car of Sammy Swindell between first and second. Lasoski still in second. Now Stevie Smith up to the 3rd spot. Reeling in Lasoski in turns 1 and 2. Danny Wood nearly getting crossed up in turn 2, allowing Lasoski to work through traffic.
Heavy traffic for the race leaders. A 1.8 second lead last time at the stripe for Jeff Shepard.
Danny Lasoski gets back around as working traffic down the back straightaway. Stevie Smith closing on Lasoski into turn number 3. The lap cars Swindell between Lasoski and Stevie Smith. Both those cars on the bottom side of turn 4. Here they come down the front chute.
Jeff Shepard really extending that advantage now as Joey Saldana looks to the inside of Steve Kinser out of turn number 2. That's the battle for 4th.
Joey Saldana tries to get past him. Oh, look out, Steve Kinser! Steve Kinser and upside down in turn 3. Steve Kinser Shepard brings him off turn 4 to the cone, green flag. Jeff Shepard leads down the back straightaway. Danny Lasoski trying to work around lap cars. Here comes Stevie Smith. Stevie Smith up into the second spot around Lasoski.
Smith able to move the Ingersoll Rand number 19 into the runner-up spot now on the outside and pulling away from Lasoski's JD Byrider number 20L.
Stevie Smith trying to work on the lap car. Danny Wood in turn 2. Down the back straightaway, Stevie Smith will run second, Lasoski third.
Billy Wilburn off the pace on the front stretch, pulling it toward the infield. Looks like we will stay green as Jeff Shepard leads them out of turn number 4 and down the front stretch. Stevie Smith back there in second. Lasoski running third. Now Johnny Herrera up to fourth as he passes Andy Hillenburg.
Craig Dollansky also on the move in the 8th spot, working around Joey Saldana for 7th. Now he's got his eyes on Andy Hillenburg in turn 3.
What an incredible job Dollansky has done. He started all the way back in row number 13 as
Sammy Swindell.
What an incredible move on the front stretch. Shaffer and Swindell get together. Swindell the lap car, Shaffer racing for position, trying to hold off Craig Dollansky.
Lap traffic trying to race with your leaders as it came down the front straightaway. Jeff Shepard with a wick turned up and the kite string out as Craig Dollansky bounces the 7 car off the front straightaway fence. Now ducks to the bottom side and Tim Shaffer in turn 2.
That is a battle for the top 5. Shaffer holds on to it as Dollansky continues to run in 6th from back in row number 13.
Craig Dollansky is on the move, riding the cushion in turn 4. Takes a look at the lap car of Leonard Lee down the front straightaway. Slings it in on the cushion.
The crowd pleaser making his move on the high side out of turn number 2. How many times have we seen that here at the Knoxville Raceway? Dispatches with the lap car of Leonard Lee, now still trying to reel in the 11H of Tim Shaffer.
As Terry McCarl pulls the cut number 24 in on the back straightaway. Jeff Shepard with a clear road ahead.
And Sammy Swindell just runs into the Pepsi 21W of Danny Wood, allows Dollansky to sneak by both of them. The lap car is falling back now as Dollansky makes the move for 5th out of turn number 2, pulls even with the 11H of Tim Shaffer, but can't get by down the front straightaway.
Sammy Swindell running in that 24th spot, racing like he's in 3rd. Down the back straightaway they come. As we're halfway, this time by halfway.
20 laps down, 20 more circuits remaining, and Stevie Smith and Danny Lasoski both reeling in race leader Jeff Shepard. Steve Kinser off the pace and slowing on the top of turn number 4. Caution flag flies.
Well, Johnny, how about Craig Dollansky, race fans?
Back to green flag racing action now. We're halfway home, 20 laps down, 20 laps to go. Bid for the lead. Stevie Smith takes command out of turn number 2. Stevie Smith, your new leader in the Ingersoll Rand number 19.
Craig Dollansky tries to get past Brooke Tatnall, the lap car of Tim Shaffer holds him up into turns 3 and 4. Here comes Dollansky on the high side of Johnny Herrera. Johnny Herrera slides back around Craig Dollansky as Andy Hillenburg looks on. Your leader, however, is now Stevie Smith.
Smith leads at Herrera, trying to take the 5th spot back from Craig Dollansky through 3 and 4. Herrera way down low. Dollansky up on the cushion, and Herrera takes the spot back.
Craig Dollansky and Andy Hillenburg now taking a look at each other off turn 2 as Craig Dollansky takes a look to the high side now. Johnny Herrera in turn 3, past the scoreboard. Here they come off turn 4.
Now Andy Hillenburg trying to reel in the podium number 7. Most of the top runners running the bottom side of the speedway, but Dollansky sticking with the cushion through 1 and 2. It's going to cost him a spot as Hillenburg takes over the 6th position.
The cushion right up against the fence in turns 1 and 2 as Stevie Smith leads down the front straightaway. Running the interesting line right through the middle of the turns and then slides high to the cushion down the back chute.
And watch for the Mopar 5M of Mark Kinser. Kinser now moving up. He's into the 9th spot. Now Stevie Smith pulling away from the field. The lead as they complete lap number 25, 2.44 seconds as Danny Lasoski makes a move to the high side on the backstretch, trying to take second from Jeff Shepard.
Got it, takes over the second spot. Danny Lasoski moves up to second. Shepard back to third. Then it's Johnny Herrera in that fourth spot. Andy Hillenburg fifth. Craig Dollansky sixth.
Joey Saldana seventh. Now Mark Kinser up to eighth. Stevie Smith pulling away from the field. He's about to enter lap traffic, and right now the Ingersoll ran number 19 all alone like the chess club president on prom night.
Stevie Smith still showing the way as he starts to enter into lap traffic. Brings the Ingersoll ran number 19 up on the cushion in turn 2. Danny Lasoski running second. Tim Shaffer in that third spot as they race through turns 3 and 4. Jeff Shepard, then it's Johnny Herrera, Andy Hillenburg.
Now Herrera to the outside of Jeff Shepard. That's the battle for third, or excuse me, the battle for fourth. Give it to the Casey's General Stores machine.
Andy Hillenburg out of shape in turn 2, falls back 2 spots. Mark Kinser starting to reel him in through turns 3 and 4. Stevie Smith brings it off the bottom side of turn number 4. Showing the way, Danny Lasoski still running second, a lap car between first and second. Anybody's race as there's 31 laps in the books.
Tell you what, Danny Lasoski has really cut down Stevie Smith's lead. It was 2.3 seconds just a couple of laps ago. Now 1.1 seconds last time across the stripe. Let's see what happens as they complete lap number 32. The lead for Stevie Smith is 1.3 seconds. Trouble in turn number 1. Shepard gets passed by Craig Dollansky. They make contact. Dollansky now moves up into the top 5.
Here comes Andy Hillenburg, also around Jeff Shepard, as lap cars aplenty, working through turns 3 and 4. Your leaders come off the bottom side, way downstairs where Laverne and Shirley live. Joey Saldana moves around, and Jeff Shepard getting kicked around like a soccer ball as they race through turn 2.
Jeff Shepard falling back. Problems with the work in number 5. He's slowing on the top side of 3 and 4. Caution flag flying. You do not get 2 laps in the work area on a TV show. We go green flag racing once again. Stevie Smith continues to lead.
Mark Kinser trying to move forward in the field, works around Randy Hannagan in turns 1 and 2. Stevie Smith trying to extend his lead again in turns 3 and 4. Lasoski second.
Boy, Sammy
Swindell, left rear tire. Green flags out, we go up the cone, we're racing.
Down the backstretch toward 3 and 4. Again, Smith increasing his lead over Danny Lasoski. Tim Shaffer still stolidly in 3rd. Johnny Herrera 4th. The battle was for 5th between Craig Dollansky and Andy Hillenburg.
Mark Kinser 7th, Joey Saldana 8th, Brad Furr 9th, Paul McMahan 10th, Skip Jackson running 11th. Stevie Smith, your race leader, comes off the bottom side of turn number 2.
White flag flying, right flag flying. One more trip around the speedway. Stevie Smith looking to pick up 25 grand here this evening. Mark Kinser off the pace. Problems in the Mopar 5 as Joey Saldana goes around him.
White flag as Stevie Smith brings it off turn 4.
Down to the checkered flag and $25,000. Stevie Smith is your A-main winner this evening. Danny Lasoski second, Tim Shaffer third. Fourth spot to Johnny Herrera, and from 25th to 5th, the crowd pleaser, Craig Dollansky.
Well, race fans, and we make our way in here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if he realizes this or not, but he's a defending champion from last year's www.outlawracing.com. Classic champion. You did it again, Stevie.
Yeah, I tell you what, I really like to win this race. It's a good paying race. Appreciate Knoxville putting it on for the extra money and the TV show, and I'm still wanting one of them Knoxville Nationals. I hope we can, keep things going and keep this team up, and I'd sure like to get a shot at one of those Nationals, though.
Stevie, you were talking tires just a little bit ago with TNN, and an interview earlier today, you said you had to be patient. Now, watching some of these other guys, Jeff Shepard came in with a flat tire. He was completely bald. You've got quite a bit of tire left on this.
Well, yeah, I went with the harder tires, and I thought, well, I'm out in the lead. Let's take it easy. Let's slow down a little bit, not miss the bottom, and try and save the tire. And, the Goodyear tires are just really good tonight. They've done us a good job. We stuck with them, and they're getting some things straightened out. They have some good race tires.
A lot of racing left between now and August. In fact, you got one more race here at Knoxville, get things tuned up. All set to go, it looks like.
Well, I like to think so. I tell you what, though, when you're all in here for the Nationals, there's a lot of good teams, a lot of good cars, and the circumstances are a lot different. So, anything can happen. I proved that last year. I won this same race last year, come back here and missed the show. So, like I said, this team keeps trying. We're just giving it our best shot. And, I can't say if or not what we're going to do at the Nationals. I'm not sure.
Congratulations, Stevie.
Okay, thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, give it up for your feature winner, Stevie Smith.